Hey everyone, Tony Chips here from Chiappetta Shoes. This is Workshop Live. We have a F24 foot type, custom orthotic. She's been wearing it for 2 weeks. We have one little modification on here with the custom having a metatarsal pad, including a transverse arch bar, so an arch bar down the middle here. Now, this customer's been wearing them for 2 weeks, and she's feeling better, but she's in a situation where she has an F23 foot type with a slight hallux varus. There's a lot of mobility and flexibility within that first ray, and the big toe is poking in a little bit. Now, she is working in a school. She pushes carts a lot. She has a lot of pressure and friction on her big toe toenail area, and throughout her lifetime, it's kind of looked bruised for a long period of time, and we're kind of trying to figure it out. So we're working with custom orthotic for the first time. We have a nice arch contour with the 4 layers of material. That is our standard. We have metatarsal pad plus the arch bar. It's gone well for her, but she's in the situation that she feels like there's room for improvement. So what we're gonna do today is we're going to try to stabilize the foot. So when you look at the mechanics of a hallux varus situation, big toe wants to poke in. It's almost like a C shape. So there's a fair amount of mobility. F23s are naturally a lot more mobile and flat, but they can be a little bit structured. The heel bone is very nice and neutral. So we have a good amount of shape and contour with the custom orthotic as is. We take a semi-weight bearing impression. We have a little modification that we started with. Today what we're gonna do is a 4-foot lateral wedge. And the idea with this, I've had a lot of success with this, is that we are trying to stabilize the foot in a way that the foot wants to go to the outside and then toe in. If we add a little bit here, it keeps her loaded off that first ray a little bit more naturally. So we're gonna do this bilaterally. The left and right are very similar between the two of them. The left foot looks like it has a little bit more flexibility and mobility with the that hallux varus situation. And this is the first adjustment that we're going to do. There's a second adjustment that we are going to include in this situation. A cuboid bar or a lateral arch bar is successful. She always feels like she's tilting a lot to the outside. So when we look at the modification process, what we're looking to accomplish, we can create a little extra stability by adding a bar just under the cuboid. And when we do that, we want to use a material that's firm enough so it does hold the body weight. We want to do it in a targeted manner. You can usually feel the custom orthotic right where that cuboid bone sits. It elevates a little bit. You look at like a Birkenstock insert or a sandal, and you see that Birkenstocks out of any company that's out there has a large cuboid bar or a lateral arch bar, and they're pretty much the only guys that do that, which is why I love the Birkenstock blue footbed. So we have these 2 pieces here that we're gonna add. I'm using only a 1/16 of an inch of a material called EVA FM. It is an EVA material. It is super durable, similar to Sole Flex. Sole Flex is more of a rubberized material, real hard, about a 70 durometer. And that's gonna be the first thing. Now, the second thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna load up some extra pressure on the outside part of the foot. Now, to do that, do it a couple of different ways. I'm a big fan of a cushion cork or a cork and rubber combination. This material here does hold up very well. Excellent. to compression. It is rubberized, so it's not heat moldable. You got to be careful when you're wrapping it around edges like that, because it can crack if you don't let the glue dry well enough. And again, placement is essential when we're capturing this, and trying to load up that cuboid bone. So we're going to go with a 1/8 inch or 3 mil cushion cork material, and it's like matching up, feet match in length, so we're going to get that sized up properly. We haven't done a workshop live in quite a long time, and I'm excited to get these going again. I am not live streaming on Facebook as of right now. We'll share this after the fact, and we'll probably be doing this on Twitter as well as a couple of other multi-stream platforms very soon. Hopefully get on TikTok. And yeah, so when it comes to the mechanics of the foot, you know, we always recommend anybody in the medical field look up, memorize, utilize the quadricep foot typing system. It is the best assessment tool, qualification, classification system that you can use for feet, and how that applies to the rest of the body. It is incredibly easy to use. It is extremely accurate, and I am a big fan of it. All of my Orthotic apprentices, after they get down the basics, quadricep foot typing system is the next thing to master. We do have 3 Orthotic apprentices working right now, and yeah, we're happy to get them going. Scott Saint's here. Laura Sebastian and Tyler Nitch are all 3 of our Orthotic apprentices. So really happy to get them going in this field. It's a great opportunity when you're helping feet and helping orthotics. When you talk about custom inserts, there are lots of ways to go. We are big fans of in-house manufacturing. We are the best in the business when it comes to making all of this. You can look at most foot doctors, chiropractors, nobody makes it themselves anymore. So our big specialty is the fact that we do this in-house gives us a huge variety of materials to work with, a lot of tools that we have at our disposal. Insert modifications are a common thing. Most places charge for that, or they just don't do it, period. And when you're helping feet out, the body takes time to respond. If you're looking to do a modification or a correction, typically we like to say we take an iterative approach where we're trying to help people out over a long period of time. If the body responds quickly, the mechanics and muscle memory tend to fight these things off. So you really want to let the body respond over the course of a week or 2 before you make that judgment on, like, okay, is this helping? Is this hurting? How can we address this problem properly? So we use contact cement. Typically takes a little time for this to dry. We're going to take a quick break. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. we're back. All right, so glue is dried up. Let's check this out. We are going to heat activate this glue. We have 2 pieces we're going to add. This lovely customer is waiting while we are working, and when we make adjustments, we like to do it on the spot. I don't want to let people wait too long. Sometimes we do. We apologize for any wait that we have, but typically any modifications are done on the spot. So again, we have an F23 foot type. We have a situation where she has a light hallux varus alignment. Big toe wants to toe in. There's not a huge amount of lateral pressure, but she always feels like she's turning to the outside. So we're stabilizing the foot by adding pressure down the middle section here. We're loading up the cuboid bone just a touch, and then we're wedging the forefoot on the lateral aspect. So we're trying to not tilt the foot in, but keep the foot center and then off that big toe a little bit more evenly. So lateral forefoot wedge, 1/16 of an inch of EVA FM, approximately 70 durometer. Nice and firm. It's underneath 2 layers of cushion, so it's not going to feel too firm. We also have to respect how much space there is inside of the shoe when we're doing a modification. Too much material is not a good thing either. Always realize what you're working with when it comes to footwear and inserts and how it all works together. All right, so got ready. You gotta be careful too. Sometimes this material, if you heat it up too much, it can shrink. And contact cement, as long as you let it dry long enough, it's going to do a good job of holding. Typically a little heat to activate it. All right, now, give me a simple finish job. I'm gonna run over the grinder real quick, give it a smack with the mallet, and take it right over to the grinder. Yeah, 2 seconds. Smack it real quick. Okay, now, grinding machine. All right. So we have a nice modification, lateral forefoot wedge, rear foot, lateral cuboid bar, loading up that outside part of the foot. When we're doing this, we're trying to keep the foot nice and even off the middle, not tilting in or out too much, but a little targeted correction right there. F23 foot type, slight hallux varus, trying to help that foot feel comfortable throughout the day. Thank you for tuning in to Workshop Live. Much more to come. Thank you. Ciao.